Hi everybody, it's me, Willow, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm here with another fun video for all of you guys to enjoy. Today, we are going to be talking about the 2026 Cannes International Film Festival lineup. It has been officially dropped earlier today, and I'm so excited to dive in deep and talk about it with all of you guys. But before that, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and post notification button so you don't miss out on any of my future content. I post all things film, awards related, pop culture, reviews, all that fun stuff. So make sure you become a subscriber and have the post notification turned on so you don't miss out whenever I post, especially with YouTube just changing all these tabs all the time. So make sure you guys are in the loop, and also give me some love on all my other social media platforms. You can find me on all the major platforms at Willow D. Steele. So let's dive in to the Cannes International Film Festival. I am so excited. This year, our jury president is director Park Chan Wook, which I think is a pretty big difference from Julianne Binoche from last year and her pick of It Was Just an Accident from Jafar Panahi. So I'm very excited to see what Park Chan Wook mixes up this year with the rest of his jury once they announce who's on it. So I'm very, very excited. I loved No Other Choice from last year. Of course, he has a very diverse and versatile filmography with Old Boy, The Handmaiden, Decision to Leave, No Other Choice. Very, very different. And he's been working for like 20 years in the biz. And of course, he's kind of had some of his controversies with Hollywood and the American guilds, but I'm excited to see him on this international platform where he deserves to be, getting the recognition where he's being snubbed from America and their awards. I'm excited to see him be platformed here as the president. So I'm very, very excited, and I'm interested to see what his thoughts are going to be on the in competition. So let's dive into that. Of course, there are several films in competition, but I'm just going to point out a couple quickly that I'm very excited about. I have Fatherland, we have Fjord, we have Sheep in the Box, we have Bitter Christmas. I mentioned Fatherland. I'm very excited for this one because people are talking about this one a lot because we have some pretty incredible actors in it. We have Sandra Hüller and Hans Zelkler. I'm very, very sorry if I'm pronouncing anybody's names incorrect. I will definitely be butchering a lot of these directors like this one. Fatherland is directed by Paul Pawlowski. I'm so sorry. He's a Polish director. He directed Ida, which won the International Film Award at the Oscars in 2015. So he's coming back with this film. It's set in the Cold War, and we are following this German novelist, Thomas Mann, who's been exiled, and he's going on this road trip from Frankfurt, West Germany, to Weimar, East Germany, with his daughter Erica. And we have Hans playing Thomas and Sandra playing Erica. So people are very excited about this one, me included. I mentioned Fior, which is directed by Christian Menyogi, who is a Romanian director. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just gonna be really bad with these names. I have Sebastian Stan and Renata Rinsby as our leads. They're playing husband and wife, mother, father to this beautiful family in Romania who's immigrating to Norway but does not know the language or the culture, and they have to face the social repercussions of immigrating. So very excited for this film. I think it's going to be a big one on Neon's plate as it's one of their big international hitters for this year, and they have won the Palme d'Or the last 5 years in a row. So they have to hold their title of getting sixth place. So this one is definitely going to be a big title to keep your eye on. We also have Sheep in the Box, which is, I am sorry, guys, directed by Horkazo Korde. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. This is kind of like his follow-up from Monster, Shoplifter, which were really big in the festival sphere, but also at the Oscars. So I'm excited about this film. It looks interesting. Yeah, I am definitely excited about this one. I also mentioned Bitter Christmas, which is Pedro Almodóvar's new film, and it's him returning back to his Spanish language film. So very excited for him to kind of go back to his roots, to his passion, especially after his English language film last year with Julianne Moore and Tilda Swinton. Not a lot of people enjoyed that one, so I'm excited for him to go back to his roots into a Spanish melodrama, which we're going to see in Bitter Christmas. I'm also interested because I saw Autofiction, which was a poster, which is exactly like the Bitter Christmas poster. So I was a little confused if Bitter Christmas or Autofiction. I think it is Bitter Christmas, but we will wait and see what happens with all these different name changes. Albert wants to be in the video, so he's going to help out. Leah Sadu also has a couple different films in the competition at Cannes. So, in the main competition, The Unknown, which is a French psychological fantasy film directed by Arthur Hari. And this one looks interesting because the screenplay he co wrote with Lucas Hari and Vincent Pomaro and also Justine Triet, who I love from Anatomy of a Fall and Sybil and in bed with what's the I can't remember what that her other film's called, but I really love that film as well. So I'm excited to see this one. Of course, I love Leah Sadu. This one seems pretty interesting. So it's in competition. So I'm excited to see and hear a little bit more about it and the different reviews. Leah Sedu's other film is called Gentle Monster. This is directed by Marie Kreutzer, and it's about a renowned pianist relocating with her family to the countryside where she uncovers a life shattering truth that forces her to confront the complexities of love, trust, and deception. So, this sounds pretty fun and French, so I definitely, hopefully, will get the opportunity to watch it. I do love Leah Sadu, so always lovely to see her in the festival and her in competition as well. The opening night film is called The Electric Kiss, which is a period romantic comedy dramedy, which is directed by Pierre Salvadori. I know the opening night film isn't usually, like on a lot of people's radars. It's usually just kind of appealing to the masses and is usually a little bit more like happy and upbeat. This one is about like a young painter, Antonio, who's mourning the death of his wife, Irene, and it's set in Paris in 1928. So it'll be kind of interesting, kind of looks a little like Hollywood, like in the 1920s 30s with like the big musicals and the different musical acts that were pretty popular during that time. So I definitely think this one could be interesting, but I don't think it's going to be winning any big awards. If you were a fan of I Saw the TV Glow, you'll definitely be a fan of Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Masaima. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is Joan Schoenberg's new film. Very excited. It has Hannah Einberg in it and also Gillian Anderson. It's kind of like a final girl slasher type film, so definitely interesting. The trailer and all the visuals seem very intriguing, very unique, very Jane Schoenberg. So I'm excited to dive into another fantastical horror like world filled with sex and glitter and beautiful women. And on that note, I am also very excited for Her Private Hell, which also has a ton of sex and glitter in it. That's what it's been described as by its director, Nicholas Winding Reinvin. He's a Dutch director. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I know I'm probably not. He did The Neon Demon, he did Drive, he did Only God Forgives. So, quite a versatile director. Usually kind of goes a little bit more of the horror genre, and I'm very excited because a lot of up and coming actors are in this film, like Sophie Thatcher from Companion and Yellow Jackets. We also have Charles Melton. Love him from May December. He's also going to be in Beef season 2, which is coming out next week. So he's going to have a really interesting, kind of like spring summertime with some different projects. We also have Havana Rouge Havana Rose Liu, who I love from Bottoms and Tuner. So I'm excited that she's getting a little bit more exposure as well. So this one seems very interesting. Like I said, it's been described as sex and glitter and blood. So I'm excited for this one. Ahushike Hamaguchi, I looked that up and I practiced a couple times. I know I didn't pronounce it right. He's a Japanese director from Drive My Car, I See No Evil, pretty big director. Drive My Car was nominated for Best Screenplay, Best Director, Best International Feature, and it also won Best International Feature. And then I See No Evil was at Venice. So now we have his new film called All of a Sudden. I'm excited about this one. Looks interesting. It's called The premise reads the director of a nursing home in the Parisian suburbs attempts to introduce a humane care technique known as humanitude in spite of resistance. Her life is changed when she meets a terminally ill Japanese playwright named Mari Morisaki. So interesting to see this premise kind of going to talk about like life and death and empathy and judgment and having control. So definitely think this one's going to be a little controversial, but I know people will definitely be flocking to see this one just for the director alone. Ira Sachs has a new film, The Man I Love, which is going to be in competition. I'm excited about this one because I did like Passengers from 2023. I've yet to see Peter Hauser's Day Off from last year, but it was on a lot of people's top like watches from 2025. So I definitely should give that one a watch. And I've liked some of other stuff that Ira's done, so I'm always interested in kind of like his aesthetic and his type of storytelling. And this one seems interesting as it's going to be navigating an artist through his illness in the late 1980s in New York. So I'm wondering if that's going to be like maybe like the AIDS crisis or something like that, as there is usually like some sort of like queer theme to Ira's films. It's also going to be starring Rami Malek, Tom Strugenberg, Eben Moss Barak, and Rebecca Hall. So I'm very excited. Great cast. This one seems very interesting to me. And there we go. I've kind of just run off some of the big titles that are going to be at Cannes this year. I know I've definitely missed a lot of like the French titles and some of the other big ones. So let me know down below what I forgot and what you are most excited about for the 2026 Cannes International Film Festival lineup. I am so excited. I definitely think maybe like Her Private Hell or Fjord. Like I definitely have a couple different ones that I'm excited about. Even Ira's The Man I Love. Like these are definitely an interesting batch of films, and to have this kind of dive in to the beginning our festival season, and this is going to be kind of like the batch of some of the films that are definitely going to be prominent for the 2026-2027 Oscar award season. So better start paying attention to the films now. We've already had Sundance, Berlin, and South by Southwest. So, of course, we're heading towards you. And then after that, Venice. And then after that, Telluride. And then after that, TIFF. After that, New York. I am so excited, guys. We are just so close to festival season, and it feels like we just ended award season literally a couple weeks ago, which we did. But I'm excited for all these new films, all these new directors coming back with some new stuff, with these incredible new casts. It's going to be an incredible time. So let me know what you're most excited about for Ken in the comments down below. And while you're at it, make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed my video, and hit the subscribe button and post notification button if you don't already have them turned on, so you can see whenever I post all my content. So thank you guys so much for all the support. All of the subscribes and likes and comments really help to push me out into the algorithm and help me meet other like-minded folks just like you guys in the cinema loving community. I'm also on all the other major platforms. So you can find me at Letterboxd and Serialized, where I go in deep in some of my reviews for films and TV shows that I'm currently watching. I'm also on the Awards Expert app, where you can learn a little bit more about my interests in Cannes, Venice, TIFF, and the rest of the award season. We dive into that during the summer and the fall time. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok, all at Willow D Steele. Go give me some love. I'm posting on all of these different platforms, so I'm very appreciative of all the support and all of the love. So thank you guys so much. I'm so excited to see you guys in my next video. But until then, remember to keep getting lost in film. Bye.